Welcome to the 86th Julian Assange Sydney Town Hall gathering, which is being held online due to the current lockdown situation that is being imposed on the Greater Sydney area in New South Wales.
To the tail.
Stay strong, stay strong.
To the tail, to the tail. Ain't easy, I can tell.
Gotta stay strong, stay strong.
If you like, I can read out Mark Buttigieg's email now. It's really short and I can repeat it when... Okay, this is about an hour and a half ago. He said, "Hi Diane, my apologies. I won't be able to make the Zoom this afternoon, but I'd be happy to conduct a Zoom to discuss parliamentary friends of Julian during the week sometime. Kind regards, Mark Buttigieg." That's it.
Wow.
That's...
I've got some good news. Last week we talked about Christine Milne, former Tasmanian Green Senator.
Yes.
And I forget who it was, but somebody suggested that I contact her.
Yeah.
Thanks, Steve. Well, it worked. She responded immediately to my email, and I'll read that out now if you like. And then I went back to her saying thank you, and we'll add you to our list, and I'll read out your email, and blah blah blah. She came back to me again and said thank you. I really appreciate what you guys are doing. I'll read out the email I got from her as a reply to my initial request for her to be included on our list and so forth. "Hi Tony, I supported Julian Assange, WikiLeaks, and the cause of freedom of the press when I was in the Senate as leader of the Australian Greens, and ever since. At that time, the Australian Greens were the only party supporting Assange. Then PM Julia Gillard wrongly and with no evidence stated that Assange/WikiLeaks had engaged in illegal acts. My colleague Scott Ludlam and staffer Felicity Ruby had visited Assange and kept us informed of developments. I have supported him on Twitter ever since I resigned from Parliament and have spoken at a couple of rallies here in Hobart, including the most recent one, and secured an opinion piece in Murdoch's Hobart Mercury. Julian Assange is being persecuted because as a journalist and a publisher, he exposed the crimes of the US government to the American people and the world. His imprisonment is a clear warning that the US and its allies, including Australia, will not tolerate public exposure of their crimes. Australia is going down the same path with the prosecution of Witness K and Bernard Collaery. The actions of the US to try to secure extradition and avoid the First Amendment by turning Assange into a criminal by collaborating with and offering immunity from prosecution to a convicted fraudster is nothing short of an attempt to pervert the course of justice. The decision of the UK court to permit the appeal means a further long, drawn-out legal battle with Julian still held in prison. This is wrong. The Australian government, at the very least, should be asking the US government to drop its objection to bail being granted. Everyone should be asking PM Morrison whether he has actually asked the US to drop its objection to the bail. Time to pile on the pressure. I would be honoured to be included in the list of serving and former MPs supporting Julian Assange, and will continue to do everything I can to see that the US drops all charges against him, that the UK ends extradition proceedings and grants him unconditional freedom, and that the Australian government upholds the rights of all its citizens. Kindest regards, Christine. That's Christine Milne, former head of the Australian Greens.
I've taken the view that the only thing that's really, or one of the things that can get us some traction is to, have maybe half a dozen of them outside. Any swinging member, just do some flash demos outside their constituents' offices where there's a lot of passing traffic. They're not telling us that they're chasing up the ambassador of America and saying we're going to pull on rolling strikes with the unions and we're going to start, showing some teeth. It's just words, words are meaningless, in politics. We just need to rally the troops and hit some of the swinging members.
If corporate media were free, their journalists would be giving us truthful information. If social media were free, many more of us would still have our social media accounts. If we want media freedom, we must unite. We must speak the truth to resist tyranny and oppression. Governments and corporations want docile people who will accept their draconian rules without showing resistance. Every voice of resistance will have an impact for the betterment of humanity. We must actively create the kind of world we all want to live in. If we leave it all up to psychopaths, they will get their way, and that will mean less and less freedom for us. We must truly engage with life. Each one of us has the skills that will help us all to succeed. Every voice for truth is a voice for humanity. Free Julian Assange. Free Julian Assange. Free Julian Assange. We are all Assange.